dusty ass truck. So this job here, this morning the guys are getting started, going through and putting a drainage system in for this customer. The house is kind of a lot lower than, kind of hard to see, but the alley is higher than the pad of this house. So with the heavy rains we've had here in Roswell this year, the backyard was just underwater and it was actually going into the house through the back door. Everything from the alley, you know, all between the whole fence line and the alleyway was building up with water. And then all the water that was falling in here had really nowhere to go. So everything was coming under the wall into her yard and just making a pool in here. So we're going to be coming through, we're going to be doing, unfortunately with this one we can't do a slope, so pretty much what we're going to have to do is we're going to put a French drain in right here by the house, and that'll collect a lot of water, be good just for that little area. And then over here, pretty much level, or actually it's almost opposite grade. I think it's higher over there where the guys are, where the wall is, and it slopes this way. So I mean, it all goes to this collection pond, but it's too, or like I said, with the alley, the water rushing in through the alley just, it makes it impossible. You'd have to have a collection pond, you know, the size of this whole area here, and probably even bigger, probably this whole yard had to be a collection pond. So what we're gonna be doing is keeping this here, I believe, so it'll catch a little bit off of this side, but this is gonna go the opposite grade and it's gonna go towards the wall. The reason being, the front yard, I'll show you here in a little bit, the street is lower up in the front, so the front does slope down to the street, and there's a riverbed already in there. If we can get under that wall, slope it, make the water go up to the wall, we're gonna drill a hole through the footing, if not go under. I'm hoping we can go under, but if the footing is really deep, then we might have to drill a hole through, but I'm hoping we can go under. Get the water flowing to the wall, under it, and into the river, to the backyard. So the guys are moving rock. First step, of course, is the grading. So we're gonna get all the gravel out, grade all the dirt, make sure the land is sloping the right way. Yeah, I mean, this just pools with water in here. Well, where does it go? It starts going back. It's lower to the houses. So she's tried putting sandbags. You can see they've already all busted up and everything. And I'm guessing that kind of helped a little. And you can see right here, I mean, this is a side street. It's really low. And the alleys are built up. I mean, you can see from the back of my car here to the street, a good maybe 2-foot drop. So here, you know, we're 2 foot higher in the alley over there. So I mean, it would have been, I don't know, I mean, I'm not a grader for alleyways or whatnot, but it probably would have been wise just to make the alley lower, you know, and come off of this height more. Sure, the alley would flood in a big rain, because I'm sure all this, but they put drains in here finally. This didn't have drains before. The alley would probably flood a little bit, but it wouldn't go into the houses at that point, you know. It would just kind of take the water in. So should have been dropped from the beginning, I would say. So we'll look at the front here in the front yard. This is the front here. So this has a river, and you can see the height of the house compared to the street. It is a, you know, you can see the driveway, it slopes down pretty good. So this river, we've got a functioning riverbed here. If we can just tie into it, and that'll just drain the water right on out. Sure, you have somebody digging out over there. That'll give us a good guess on how deep that footing is. Might only be like 1.5 feet, I'm hoping. I don't know how deep it is, but we're going to be coming out around here. She had somebody drill some holes in the stucco when we had that heavy rain to at least get the water to drain out, because it was like a pool back there. So we're going to be coming out through the middle of that whole yard. The guys are on the opposite side of this wall in the backyard. So about right here is where we're going to dig and come into the river. So we're going to have to move this river, move it this way instead. So in theory, should be the same amount of rock and everything. You know, the dirt we take out of here, digging it, we can fill that piece back in there. And that rock, we can use it back over here and move everything around, the gravel, and, you know, in theory. So we're gonna make this river turn and catch the water.
For this client, we come here periodically to check irrigation to make sure all the plants have adequate amounts of water, so that way they have the most chance of surviving, because even though these plants have warranty, it's not guaranteed that they're going to survive. We planted this prickly pear, but unfortunately their dogs got into it and it got them pretty bad. So instead of putting it here, we're going to extract it.
today, it's kind of running late today on us. The guys already went home. It's already sunsetting. But we picked up this truck yesterday from the body shop. So this is what we got. So this thing was wrecked in June or July, I believe. I can't remember. We'll have to go back and look at the, I'm sure whoever's been watching can watch the videos. I think it was back in July when this truck got wrecked. Well, the insurance decided to total it out. So I don't know what took so long. You know, it was already in the body shop being worked on, and they found some slight frame damage. So they decided to tear it out, to total it out, which is understandable. But I wish they would have made that choice a lot sooner, because we lost at least 2 jobs because of this truck. You know, this truck is always on the highway. It's a pretty decent sized truck. So the reason we buy box trucks is because we haul stuff with box trucks. Probably what a box truck is used for. So that and vans. So but anyways, so a little frustrating, you know, to have them wait so long. This truck needed to be on the road. Like I said, I wouldn't buy a truck like this if I wanted it to just sit there. So I kind of took it into my own hands and just had enough, you know. So we got the truck back in our possession. We are fixing it ourselves. We can't wait for anybody. My guys, landscapers, you know, we're not body people. We got all this tore up today. You know, a couple guys on this for 3 hours today. The truck was sitting there for 4 months. So it is what it is. I'm just frustrated about it, but either way, we'll get it done. You know, I think we can get it done. Obviously, we're proving that. Probably faster than any body shop, so kudos to us. VistaScapes. Start our own body shop. Might as well. But anyways, yeah, we got the old radiator support out. That's cracked. That's gonna go to the trash most likely. I'm gonna upgrade this truck. So from a 2003 is what this one is. 2019 front end. So it had the old square front end, kind of like this van here. So it had this front end on it. Which this one's a Chevy. This one was a GMC, but it just has a GMC logo and it doesn't have this little bar here. But the same square headlights and everything. So the 19s and 20s, 21s have a long lens light here versus a glass headlight. So it's just a lens. Blinkers are the same, and the grille is a little different. So I'm gonna go with the GMC front end. It is a GMC, so, but I'm gonna go with the 19. So these guys have gotten pretty much everything wrapped up here, looks like. We came through and sloped all this rock here. You can see where the wall is, how high the rock used to be. We had to do that because of the footing. The footing is still showing up there on the wall. Now you have this big like gully here, this like river trough, whatever you want to call it. We did do a French drain right along the grass here in this portion of rock. It's really deep. It starts off like at 10 inches deep. Almost where those valves are coming out of the ground there, just on this side of them, obviously. And it goes down to like 2.5 feet into this pond. So this is really deep too, just filled with a lot of rock. Anything that catches any of that part of the yard is gonna drain into there, channel into this pond. Once this pond fills up, then it's just gonna overfill here and overflow, and it's gonna just run. And any water that's coming down here will obviously run as well. So this is all channels. It's a big channel. That's all we've got here. And it's gonna run to this pipe here that we have in the ground. Yeah, and then it's gonna channel from filling up that pond, flow over here, pour into this pipe, goes under the wall and comes back out into the river, as you guys will see. So yeah, here in the front yard, these guys already got the river in. So the water, as we were seeing from back there, is going to come out of this pipe, which is kind of covered with rock. That way it's not too noticeable, but it's going to come out of here. We've already tried it. As y'all could see earlier where the water was flowing, flows really good. We just stuck a hose on that side and starts channeling out. So it's going to come out through here and trickle on down to the street. So keep the backyard from flooding. Also make this river an actual flowing river when it's raining. So get it to being useful. Yeah, got this one done and we're headed on to the next one.